Halito, OCO, and Impetuaste. Waiting for some people to get in the building. OCO, Impetuaste, Halito, everyone, high vibes. Waiting for some more people. I'm waiting on Terry Boo to come through. So, salute Chickamauga Roo. Salute Sleepy Jack. High vibes, Wilma Reed. Salute Timber son of Papoose. Salute there. Salute Latrice Thomas. I mean, high vibes, Latrice Thomas. Y'all hold on. Mhm. Hold on, y'all. How everyone doing this evening? I'm waiting on Terry Boo to come through. Salute await the red pit. Salute Mr. Darfly brother. Let me take this. How's everyone doing this evening? I should have pre-posted this, but I didn't because I didn't know how things were gonna turn out. High vibes, Gretchen. Salute, Knowledge Seeker. How's everyone? Let me share this live to my page on Facebook. Oh, okay.
Deadline tomorrow.
Um, OCO Run. Salute, Brandon Rogers. How you doing this evening? I'm finna put this. This is for Terry Boo. This for when he come in the chat. I'm waiting on him to get in the chat. High vibes, Mama Bear. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I'm waiting on Terry Boo. He said he'd be here on time, which was supposed to be at 8 o'clock, y'all. So forgive me, but it's supposed to be at 8 o'clock. I just went on and went live a little early so I can get some people in here. So when he come through, we already have some people in. That's fine, Latrice. I'm glad that you was able to stop in and listen for a minute. I understand. I just got off at 6:30, so trust me. Everybody's still moving around. Hope everybody's being safe. Hold on, y'all. I knew it was something. I can't hear my damn self think. But this shit right here crazy. I know that y'all can hear me because when I plugged up hit my what you call them, Chief um let me see. Chief, what you mean? Are you coming to the panel? Salute Sorry Eagle 99. How you doing? How's everyone evening? Hope everybody being safe in this matrix.
I cannot hear anything. Can you hear me? Oh, you can hear me? Well, I'm just gonna speak to everybody. Halito, everyone. I can't hear anything, so I'm gonna back out and try to come back in. Okay.
Can y'all hear me? Press 1 if y'all can hear me. Press 1 if y'all can hear me. Press 1. I don't know what just happened because it was just working. Hold on. Let me see. Press 1 if y'all can hear me. I don't know what just happened because it was just working. Hold on. Let me see. I can hear it on. Press 1 if y'all can hear me. I can hear it on. Press 1 if y'all can hear me. Okay. Come back in, Chief Warrior Minion. Come on back in, y'all. And see if you can get in touch with Terry Boo. But yeah, I was asking how y'all feel about your girl. She done locked up more people in her time than Clinton. Than Clinton and his dyke ass wife. So how y'all feeling about that? My damn allergies and everything's fucking with me today. I just ain't had a good day, y'all. Sit out there on that damn porch at that beard earlier, knowing damn well I shouldn't have been outside. and that fuck shit. Okay, y'all. I'm still sitting here waiting. Warriors, you coming back? I'm gonna put the link out here. Salute, Camp Powelton. Salute to you, my brother. Salute. Let me see who else that came in. Anybody else that came? Like I said, we're doing a solution build tonight with Terry Boo. I guess Chief Warrior, did you contact him and let him know that we're live and that we're ready for him to come and join? Okay, he's on his way. And Petu Waste, my brother Wanagi. How you doing this evening? It's cold in here, y'all, in my goddamn house. I hope everybody is preparing for for the worst and hoping for the best. I hope y'all getting out in these stores, getting stuff that you need to prepare yourself to whatever's to come. Don't wait till the last minute because y'all know these demons always working. Salute my brother Terry Boo. How you doing? Can you hear me, Terry Boo? Yeah, like I was saying, until I guess he's working his mic. So hopefully he'll be able to time on in. But yeah, I hope y'all not waiting till the last minute. As y'all can see, the grocery stores is getting scarce. Um, a lot of us ain't made it to no land, so we still living out of the stores. So it's best that you prepare yourself for the worst and hope for the best. Hope they don't do some old fuck shit to really try to force, these vaccines. But I know there's ways you can get around it. As y'all see, they want us to take it first. Please don't be no fool and let these people give you something. Please don't. Um, we all they did was put us in a panic. So now we feel like we need to run to them for to cure whatever they put now because we all know where it's coming from. It's coming from this 5G. But have y'all noticed on TV they talk about everything but keeping your immune system up. They do all kind of scare tactics, but they're not telling you to keep your immune system up. Chief Warrior, you are on mute. If can y'all say something so I know y'all? Okay, yeah. Okay.
Hello. How's everybody? Oh,
Good.
Terry's on now. I just want to say thank y'all for coming on. This was a bill that Empress, she's gracing us with her platform, and Terry wanted to share some stuff with us. It's a very bad echo, Empress.
I thank you. Hold on, I'm turning this down, but I think it sounds like you got two things going.
No, I don't.
You don't? Hold on.
No, ma'am. Okay, there we go. Okay, but I just want to thank you guys for coming out, and I hope that we all will pay attention, get your notebooks, and write down some notes, and let's try and get some solutions to some of the things that's happening with us. High vibrations. I relinquish the mic.
All right. I'm waiting on him to come back in. He fell back out, so but I'm waiting on him to come back in.
Okay, it might have been his mic. He might have realized because he was getting
Mm-hmm.
set up too. You know how these PCs is. Because I was trying to get
Yes.
set up too. Yeah.
But yeah, what I was saying to everyone, I hope y'all don't wait till the last minute, to get yourself stocked up and just in case they decide to be just that low down and stop all workers in the stores, stop the truckers, just put everything at a halt like they doing. I don't know if y'all paid attention, but they didn't already did that in Australia. So I want y'all to prepare yourself for the worst and hope for the best. As y'all see, I done went out and bought me an iron thing from here to all the way over there, and I got another one. I'm just stacking up. I'm preparing for the worst and hoping for the best. Even if I buy too much, it's never enough because I don't have to go to the store. Don't know how long this shit's gonna last, but we just need to be prepared. That's right. Survival is the key. We just need to be prepared because we know this government how they're operating, and trust and believe that our people believe in everything that they're doing. They got faith in this system, in a system that has done nothing but wrong them. So they got a lot of faith in this system. And to one stay, my brother, open me high. So they got a lot of faith in the system that has wronged them. They claim that this their oppressor, but shoot, it look like they're oppressing themselves at this point. If you ain't paying attention to what's really going on at this time, you're oppressing yourself. They're not oppressing you because how much has to go on here for you to just open your eyes and just start wondering what is really going on? You'll see them on the news. They don't even have on masks, but then they'll tell you to wear masks. So how is this working? How is it you could be on a platform with 10 and 12 people, no mask on, but they telling you to wear a mask? You have to question everything. Don't question some things that you think that might benefit. You need to question everything. So that's been our people's problem. We have let a whole lot of stuff slide and we're just going along with the flow because we really believe that one day things will be back to normal. There's no such thing. It's never been normal. It's what they
Never been.
painted for you that it was normal. It's never
Never.
been normal.
Never been normal.
So, we
Terry?
must. It's a must that we prepare for what's going on.
Okay, Terry, we see you. We
Where
see
he
you.
at? Where,
Appreciate you.
where he at?
He's online. He said he's coming. I
Okay,
would
okay.
like to shout out to Urod L. How you doing, Urod? Peace and love to
High
you,
vibes,
bro.
Gerard L. High vibes. Um, let me see who else done came in. But like I said, y'all,
Open
it's
me
just
Yahoo and
open me high. Yeah, I spoke to my brother.
yeah,
Open me high.
and I saw Wanagi.
Yes,
Yes. Gretchen. I hadn't seen you guys in a long time. Brandon. Y'all
yes,
look good out there. Y'all look good out there.
yeah,
Country internet problem, Terry. Well, we understand. We know that it's something coming too. You know how that is. It's always
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
way.
Hey
Yeah.
sis, hey Copper Fox. I was just somebody
It's a
asked us
couple
to do a
fights.
bill. Yeah, Copper.
Woo!
Somebody asked when we gonna do a bill because they miss our bills on Sundays.
Wow.
I think
That's
it's
what's up.
ATL. He was asking the country internet's problem.
We waiting on
Yeah,
Zoe too. Zoe's supposed to be coming through.
yes, we waiting on Zoe. Terry Boo. I already know Terry Boo that the thing is acting up because my phone wouldn't even call out. If I don't,
That's right.
but we
Yes.
all know that's another thing y'all want y'all to be prepared for. When Lyrica told y'all about the satellite phones, because we know these people can cut this internet at will at any time they feel like it.
That's a fact.
So look into investing in a satellite phone because that way, if they cut the shit, you still can be able to, your loved ones should have one so y'all can all be able
Even
to
two-way
contact.
radios, Empress. Even a
It's
two-way radio,
two-way
man.
radio.
You
These
know,
are things that
yes.
we should be investing in because
Yes.
what if you can't get to your loved ones? You need to know that they're okay. We need to know that something hasn't happened.
And
So
excuse me, I tell y'all something else you need to do too.
yes,
Get back to writing down your phone numbers and address of your loved ones. Everybody needs to have a address book because when this stuff fell out, you don't even remember your own phone number sometimes. Check that out.
that's a fact. That is a fact. Cause Smartphones ain't doing nothing but dumbing us down.
That's all. That's
It's all
all.
it's doing because I'm
That's
gonna
all.
be honest with you. I don't remember no numbers. I remember. I can still
Okay.
remember my childhood number, but numbers right now, I couldn't tell you what they were.
I
So
still remember my great grandmother's phone. My grandmother's phone number, and she been gone 30, 40 some years. I still remember that number.
and that's why I said I can remember my childhood phone number, but I
Hmm.
can't remember no other number.
Not knowing you had, because we've been had the smartphone. And like you said,
Yes,
people walk around with a smartphone, but they are the dumbest people. They not researching, they just playing games on them. They don't even realize that it's a wealth of information, like it's a whole computer in their hand. They have
that's
not
a
a
fact.
clue. Have not a clue.
That is a fact.
And this also, y'all, we also chose this bill. I didn't choose this bill. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me stop lying on myself. Uh Zoe called and he wanted to do a little birthday something, And so I said, let's do it for all the Leos.
Mm.
All Leo energy in the building. Shout out to you. It was my solar return. I turned 64. So I'm celebrating out of August because this is the end of the cycle. So peace, love, and light.
Peace, love, and light, everyone. Yes, peace, love, and light. Um, I even posted on the YouTube. Uh, you made a statement, Chief, that we haven't seen mailboxes, but there are some not as many out there that still like you don't have to go to the post office. It's not as many, but we know these people are working hard to make sure you don't get no paperwork done, don't get nothing in there to them.
Listen, I
So
understand that. I'm telling you, I know of a fact. Thank you, Wanagi. Thank y'all for your well wishes. I appreciate that. Link one more time to Terry, please, sis.
Lee said, "Come on this panel, cause I forgot. Yeah, your birthday was the other day too. You a
Come
Leo.
on, come on,
Come
welcome.
on, sis.
Drop the link again, sis, for Terry. He said, okay, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, come on
Yeah,
on
but
here, child.
um, back to that mailbox situation. See, I'm like I said, I can't remember the last time I saw the red and the little white and blue little mailbox in my community. Now, where they are at is still at the post office in Georgia, for as I know. Um, but I know for a fact there are some people working in commerce that don't have to go to the post office to get shit stamped, processed, or nothing through the post office now. So, and they can just, I hope ain't nobody stuff in them boxes. You understand what I'm saying? Because that would be the only reason I see them doing something like that. Locking up information that
Yeah,
people don't have to come through them to use. You see what I'm saying? So
and you
that's a
should know
very,
the post
yeah.
office got more authority than everybody. That's what they need to tell y'all. Y'all,
Yes.
you got more authority than the judge.
That's
Yeah,
why
government.
we as ourselves can become post office generals of our own commerce. That's what I'm saying. So that Trump don't have no real say over that, like people think he do. They talking about Trump doing that to whole mess up the vote. That's how dumb can that be?
That's a fact. You know, I see a lot of people still like, well, on my Facebook, there's a lot of people still going at me for talking about what's her name, Kamala Harris,
Kamala,
Camilla. It looks like
Kamala,
Kamala,
whatever her name.
Camilla. That's what it looked like to me. But hey, here go Terry Boo. He disconnected. Okay, hold
Again,
on.
that people
Okay,
don't have to come through them to you.
I hear
Uh-oh.
you got a feedback, Terry Boo.
Authority than everybody. That's what they need to tell y'all.
You got two things running, Terry Boo. Salute Kirk Washington. Salute,
What's
how you doing, my brother? Salute Chad. Cha cha. Boa. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Salute Charles Conroy. Sorry for messing up your name, my brother. Um, okay. Make sure I haven't missed nobody.
And y'all know I give y'all all the love I got out there, all of you who know me. Peace, love, and
what's
light. All
happening,
right.
man?
You got it, Terry?
I
You
think
got it,
so. I
Terry?
think so. What's good?
Yeah,
What?
it sounds good. Sounds good. I'm a mute. I'm a mute.
I'm a mute.
Yeah, sorry for the delay. Sorry for the delay out here in the sticks and woods, struggling with the internet. We ain't gonna let it stop nothing though.
Ain't nothing
Hope
wrong with
everybody
that.
doing hope everybody doing good on this Monday evening. Uh, try and drop some jewels on y'all. I've been getting a lot of questions from individuals as far as moving forward. You know, people want an idea of what to do moving forward. You know, in the atmosphere that we in. How do we discover that we have American Indian heritage? That a lot of our people was chased away from their lands. Our heritage was stolen, covered up. You know, cultures removed, language removed. You know, after we've discovered all of these things, the next question is, what do we do now? So we don't necessarily got to recreate the wheel in this situation. All we got to do is go back and what's already done. People that are in power, right, and people who came begging back in the 16, 1700s. So let's revisit for the United States. First document I'm going to go over, Declaration of Independence. Give me 1 second. Let me grab my timeline. Hold on 1 second. All right. Let me see. So I'm gonna do
Chuma Chuma.
a brief
Chief Sun Owl. I'm sorry. I apologize.
of the history of the United States. Gonna kind of go back and go into details if necessary. So starting in 1776, the United States was established. This was only the 13 colonies. 1776. Okay, 1781, they created the Articles of Confederation. Those documents established government here. Came into force in effect on March 1st of 1781. 1880, the appearance was September.
Terry,
The reason
Terry,
for the
Terry. You're not clear, bro. It's wagging out on you. Hi, Empress Copper Fox. How you doing, my love?
Peace and love, my beautiful sisters. Peace, my
It is so
brother.
wonderful to see you, love. Happy solar return to you.
Okay, same to you, sis.
Yes.
Albert,
What's
what's up, sis?
up? Sorry about that, Terry, but fix your stuff so we can hear you, baby. We got to be clear with this.
okay, can you hear me?
Halito, my
Yeah,
sister. Halito, Empress Fox.
sounds a
All
lot
right.
better, bro.
All right, this timeline I'm just basically summarizing the United States before we go into a little bit more detail. 1776, the United States was established. The 13 original colonies. 1781, they created the Articles of Confederation that established the first government here and came, or for the United States rather, and it came into force on March 1st, 1781. And September 3rd of 1783, the United States had to sign a treaty with France in order to create an alliance because they left home on bad terms. So just in case, things got funky, they had to have some friends. So they signed that treaty of Paris, September 3rd, 1783. 1787 was when the first Constitution was drafted and implemented, and that superseded the Articles of Confederation. So I'm gonna go from 1787 all the way to 1871. 1871 is important because that's when everything went haywire. That's when everything went south. That's when everything went bad. This point in 1871 is February 21st, and that's when the United States became a corporation registered in England. The District of Columbia Organic Act. Go and look that up. Okay, 1913. In comes the Federal Reserve.
Terry, Terry, excuse me, I got a question. Did you go from
Yeah.
1787 to 1871?
Yes.
What happened in between all that?
A whole lot, but
Oh, okay,
nothing that
okay, okay,
nothing that was worth, what I'm saying, bringing up for this
okay.
particular, topic.
Cool, 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 cool. I just want to be sure I wasn't missing that.
Okay, so that's just a brief timeline. Now I'm about to jump back and get into this Declaration of Independence. Declaration of Independence, July 4th, 1776. It explained why the 13 colonies at war with King of Great Britain regarded themselves as 13 independent sovereign states, no longer under British rule. Now, I hear a lot of conversations in our communities right now about people drafting and sending in declarations. And that's what honestly made me want to address this because when we're exercising our rights, we need to understand what we're doing so we don't mess around and declare war on accident. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to make a mistake. Now, 1776, these people and the people that were already here, our people, came together and put some things down on paper. Now, when we talk about the first president of the United States, the first person they always gonna bring up is George Washington. But like I shared with Noya the other day, George Washington was president in 1789. That's that's like 8 9 years after the country was started. 1776 it was started. George Washington was president in 1789. That's 12 13 years actually. So we had 8 presidents before him that more than likely look like us. So when they declared independence, it's no different than a child leaving home, telling their parents, "Oh, I don't need you no more. I'm gonna go do it on my own." And they make it for a couple months until they run out of snacks and wham whams, and ain't got no more money in the piggy bank. Now they got to come home with their lips stuck out, like, I know I was wrong, but I'm still not coming home. But can you guys send me some money? Of course, that didn't come without some serious stipulations. So they essentially had to give back the country. They essentially had to give back the country in 1871. Now, trying not to get too far off this Declaration of Independence, if y'all want to follow along with me, I am on Wikipedia looking at the United States Declaration of Independence. And I'm not going to bore you with the whole, document that's on here. I'm going to go halfway down the page to this portion that's called the annotated text of the engrossed declaration. And what this does is it breaks down what the declaration was being used for. The Declaration of Independence wasn't just a document saying we don't we don't want to be a part of what y'all got going on no more. It was more to it than that, and this annotated text breaks it down. So we have an introduction, and Unanimous declaration of the 13 United States of America, and this, the U and United is lowercase. The way that some of you see it in your research, denoting that the states were more superior than the actual, whole thing that they doing now. So when in the course of human events, and this is the first part of this, and when in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and nature's God entitled them. A decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. That's the introduction to the Declaration of Independence. So if that's the introduction, it's gonna get funky further down. So then you get to the preamble, and basically they outline their ideologies, and that part starts with the portion that says, "We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal." Blah 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 blah. So in a nutshell, the preamble is outlining a general philosophy of government that justifies revolution when government harms natural rights. Now, I'm reading the
Uh
Declaration of
oh.
Independence. Right, exactly. I'm
Uh
reading something from
oh. Did y'all
1700,
hear that?
and it's ringing true right now. I know some of y'all hair standing up on the back
Say
of
that
your
one
neck.
more time for 'em.
The preamble is that outlines the general philosophy of government that justifies revolution when government harms natural rights. Okay, and the very next portion is labeled indictment. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I need y'all to understand. This is what was happening when these people left from over there, came over here to complete their penal colony assignments, and then they didn't want to go back. They had to come up with a reason, like, how if we go back over there, we still ain't gonna be shit. We gonna be peons all over again, and they just gonna kick us around in the streets like they used to. So they had to come up with a way for them to stay here. So in comes the Declaration of Independence and its indictment. The indictment is a bill of particulars documenting the king's repeated injuries and usurpations of the Americans' rights and liberties. Yes, it said Americans. That was not a misquote. Okay, okay. So in the indictment, I ain't even gonna read all of these, but they laying it out like this is the longest portion of this document. They laying it out like, okay, I'll read a couple of them. He has refused for a long time, after such disillusions, to cause others to be elected, whereby the legislative powers, incapable of annihilation, have returned to the people at large for their exercise, the state remaining in the meantime exposed to all the dangers of invasion from without and convulsions within. So this document wasn't just, you know, this wasn't just some long document, that didn't mean nothing. Like this has some serious implications. Like this was being used to basically say F you to Britain, who had control of, those colonies. So after the indictment comes a denunciation. The denunciation is the section, this section essentially finishes the case for independence. The conditions that justify revolution have been shown. So the conclusion is, let's see, the conclusion says the signers assert that there exist conditions under which people must change their government, that the British have produced such conditions, and by necessity, the colonies must throw off political ties with the British crown and become independent states. The conclusion contains at its core the Lee Resolution that had been passed on July 2. And I'll let y'all dig into that Lee Resolution on your own time. But basically, the reason why I'm bringing up this declaration is to show y'all that y'all don't have to recreate the wheel. The reason, like this is what happened here. You know, like we don't have to recreate the wheel. Look at what's already been done. The very same people who are in control have quickly forgotten where they came from. All right, so where is this at? Publication and reaction. This is the other portion that I wanted to read to you. After Congress approved the final wording of the Declaration, a handwritten copy was sent a few blocks away to the printing shop. Okay, they made 200 broadsides, and I would imagine that's just 200 copies. And they sent it throughout the states, and they, sent it to their armies for them to read. And once it went over real good with everybody who had read it here, then they fired it off over to Great Britain and printed it in their papers and everything like that. So as far as I can see from what I've read in these documents, it was never like an official court case or nothing like that. The people just banded together and basically said, you know what, we done. Y'all doing too much. You know what I'm saying? Like all we want to do is live and be left alone. And that's essentially where we getting to right now over here, all over again, up under the same people that forgot that was the whole reason. Like are we stuck on span cycle? Like what is I be thinking that sometimes. It really feel like we be stuck on span cycle sometimes. So when I teach, when I share information with people, I am I'm adamant about people reading the Constitution because once you start reading the Constitution, things begin to come into perspective. And then once things are in perspective, you can become active. You no longer have to wait on people to say, hey, can they do that? You can look at the Constitution and say, well, according to Article such and such, y'all can't do that. The Constitution doesn't give us our rights. The Constitution protects the rights that we came with. The Constitution restricts government's rights, and each and every public official swears an oath to uphold and defend that document. That's why it makes it so powerful. So when you're looking for resources and you're looking for answers and what to do next, like it's gonna be an uphill fight. I'm gonna let you know right now because we've been sitting on our hands for such a long period of time that the people who are in these positions, even though that they've sworn the oath to uphold and defend the Constitution, they haven't read it themselves. I'm sure some of y'all is finding that out right now, trying to interface with these people. You know, a lot of people are attempting to correct their status, if you will, and a lot of you are hearing responses like, "We don't go by race," or "We don't use that information." And I know it's kind of confusing you because that's not what you've experienced and it's not what you've been told. You know, all your life, every document you've ever filled out, they asked for a race or something to that effect. So now that you're trying to correct your documents and you're talking to these people who know about as much as you do, they're only telling you what their higher ups are telling them.
That's a fact.
So to make it more clear why they're telling you this is that we have to maintain clarity when we're dealing with public and private. Public and private are two very similar but very different places. You know, like private is when we're having conversations. Public is anytime we're engaging with these so-called government people or other corporate entities. And things are different in those two realms. Like so much different. Like your character has attributes. Like commerce, when y'all think of commerce, I want y'all to think about Monopoly. Think about Monopoly. That board game is commerce. And each one of us is sitting around the board. And in order for us to get in this game, we each have to select a player. Nobody tells us which player to, choose for ourselves. We just, based on what we saw somebody else choose last time or, our favorite, whatever, we pick our character. So bringing it back to reality, the same thing applies. This is why you see a lot of people who look like you that have documents that say they don't look like you. You'll see somebody who's like Kamala Harris, perfect example, says white on her birth certificate, if I'm not mistaken. And even though we look at her and be like, okay, now this is some crazy shit, because I know who my people is and they won't change my documents to reflect who I am. So the more that you start to see, like in commerce, these things don't necessarily matter. I'm not gonna say they don't matter, but they don't have the weight that we think that they have. There's a completely different status in commerce that needs to be corrected, and it has nothing to do with your color. It actually has to do with being an adult or being a minor. And I'm not gonna go into that. If you know, you know, and if you know what I'm talking about. A lot of y'all, just because you're over 18 years of age, are not necessarily adults. Dig into that a little bit.
Not according to the court. You're not. They don't care. You be 40, 50, and still be down there as a child, as a minor. That's what minority
Absolutely.
means. Minor. It's a whole different legal term than when you say it in versus when the court says it and puts it on paper.
Exactly. I
Absolutely.
saw somebody on Facebook today, and they said that the pale skin is 99% of the people. I'm like, what planet you on? You don't even
Well, I
understand where
mean,
you at and how you got to be where you at to say some dumb mess like that.
Because they
We
don't
are the
know.
majority,
We always been the majority.
always.
I, I just want to say, sis, the part where you were saying, they said all manner were created equal. Hell yeah. But it didn't say hybrids, though.
Okay.
right,
Your
right.
ass
So
crazy.
You already
well,
know.
I mean, she has a point though. Like our enemy or oppressor, whatever term you choose to use, they are a master of semantics. This is the thing about what's going on that I don't understand why it doesn't stick out to our people. There are those of us in this community who are wholeheartedly against doing paperwork because it's deemed to be Moorish. And I'm here to tell you that there's no such thing as Moorish paperwork. There is a such thing as conducting business, and all of these documents that people would like to term Moorish documents are just your ordinary, you know, normal documents that you would use when you're engaging in commerce. Simple notices, like affidavits, declarations. You can't be scared to use these things because this is the same way that we lost everything.
That's a fact.
We
Can I
didn't
say
get our
something real
ass
quick,
whooped.
Terry Boo?
We didn't
I
get
want
our
to get.
ass whooped and get our things taken away from us. They whooped us with paper and pen. And the one thing that we haven't done in the last 300-400 years was learn that side of the fence.
That's a fact.
Very few of us. Very few of us.
See, the thing is, this entire game is they created it so they can change it at any time.
Yeah.
That's true also. That's definitely true also.
I like to say congratulations, y'all, to my sister, Miss Lita. She just had a healthy baby boy the other day. She's in the chat.
Oh yes,
Congratulations,
Miss
sis.
Lita. Congratulations on the new baby bang, man. That's all. That's awesome. That's
And salute
awesome.
original Copper Indian salute.
I saw somebody else.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
But
See,
yeah,
the funny thing about it is, sis, you see, when we've been doing these Empresses Bill all these times, we've been saying a lot of things for God knows how long we've been doing all these live streams. But you know, people don't listen to us. So when I hear all these things today, I just smile.
mm-hmm.
And I don't stick my head out very often, but when I'm inspired, I tap in with the sisterhood.
Of course, anytime, my brother, anytime. Salute Mother Nature.
Yeah, I was
But
listening to your bill the other day, and I was like, yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one on this frequency. I'm glad I'm not
Hmm.
the only one having some of these thoughts. Like this, especially like with this whole pandemic. I mean, I know it's probably some germs floating around. I ain't gonna say it ain't, but I was more so thinking like you were thinking. Like this is a response to, or not necessarily a response, but it's a panic because
mm-hmm.
over the last 3 years, I would say, so many of us have been asking questions, have been sending declarations. Like this is getting to a point where there's numbers involved. And what changes when there's numbers involved, when you have a consensus of a group of people, oh, now somebody got to start listening. When it ain't just 10 people, 20 people, 50 people, when you got a couple hundred, couple thousand people, now you have enough to get someone's attention.
I'm telling you, you know how many people were filing, talking about putting stuff on record, going down there, dropping stuff. They had to shut stuff down.
Yep.
You know, not only that, but a lot of other stuff going on in the backdrop that a lot of people don't want to adhere to. Some people know about it and some don't, you
That's a
know.
fact.
But it's deeper than deep. And
It
a lot of
definitely
us, yeah, a lot of people, they just sitting back and they want to believe in a savior or a goddamn daddy God. And ain't none of that's going to help us right now. It's what you know gonna go. You better, I mean, it's really something going on.
Mama Chief ain't said nothing wrong to y'all. She just told y'all the straight up truth. Ain't nobody coming to save y'all. Ain't
One
nobody.
eight hundred
Nobody.
Sky Daddy. Call that
It,
number, y'all. You'll be on the main line. 1-800 Sky Daddy.
Be waiting, cause ain't nobody gonna pick up on the other end. See, that's the problem with our people. We
There.
waiting for somebody else to come and fight this fight because you have heard so many gospel songs. This is not my fight. This is God's fight. This is not mine. This is His. That He will make your enemy your footstool. So of course, in your mind, that all these things that you believed in all your life, that yeah, I ain't gotta fight this fight because I got a man that's bigger than life, bigger than this world, and he gonna come down here and deal with y'all. And at all this time, y'all been waiting on him to deal with the parasite that's running loose over here on this planet. That's the same God that they're praying to. So you tell me somebody damn prayers is not getting answered. How you and your oppressor slash enemy have the same deity? You have to explain that to yourself. I don't have to add because I know we don't serve the same. There's no way because see, he's in me. So how the hell am I serving your God? Because
No,
if you say that he's in me, then that makes me him.
but how he put you, he,
She,
remember,
he,
how
yeah,
he
he,
put you in the position you in. Why
exactly.
he put you in this bad, under this terrible, terrible condition? Come on, come on, free yourself.
Yep, you have
right,
to free your mind. Shackles has never been on your body. It always been on the brain.
right. So when we get together in this public setting and we have these conversations about solutions, the solutions that I'm going to offer you is to become your own savior. I can
Mm-hmm.
give you the tools that you need in order to find your way, but I'm not going to be you for you. I
There you
can't be
go.
you for you. I'm here.
And
I'm always in the background listening. Like I'm always tuned in. The sisters know how to get in touch with me. A few of the brothers know how to get in touch with me. If y'all having issues out here and y'all need, a flashlight in the dark, reach out. It's help out here, but at the same time, help requires you to move first.
Hmm.
because your energy and you getting your stuff done and you internalizing it so you know how to approach every aspect of whatever come at you, you can deal with it because you have learned this. That's what life is. Life is learning, traveling this road of living and learning and loving where you going.
That's why I always say that you're your own prophet. Nobody can write this book here in this realm like you can. You walking in your own light, so you're your own prophet. So you learn as you go along. But they got y'all waiting for a savior. They got y'all waiting.
Oh yeah. See, the thing with the religion, and I'm not going to attack religion tonight. I'm gonna leave it alone tonight. But
Not at all.
back in the
Uh,
50s, back in the 50s, Lyndon B. Johnson saw the potential with the black church, and he put a cap on that shit. You understand me? There's a
mm-hmm.
cap on the church. The reason why you go to church on Sundays and you have people in the audience that are overweight, people who are unhealthy, people who do the illest of things the night before, is because the church is not allowed. It's not allowed to deal with politics. It's not allowed to teach you, how to eat better and things of that nature. And the reason why they can't is because the majority of them are 501c3s.
Facts. Don't get it twisted. There's different other
Absolutely.
501c3s. But
Absolutely.
people start, going into, we can use it, not the same one as the church, because some of this stuff will benefit us. Because you got to understand also, we don't have nothing because we still down as minors. They have took control of everything. You literally a straw
Mhm.
man when it comes to this government. And that's
Right.
what they're using you as, the straw man. You just a vessel. That's not
So,
even in control of your vessel. That's it. You're not in control of your vessel.
I'm not gonna be long winded this evening.
Go ahead, Terry.
I done
I
gave
ain't
y'all
gonna
the base.
break
I gave
you.
y'all a starting point. Look back at the declaration. Remember what happened here. Remember why it happened. Remind these folks. You know what I'm saying? Your rights are not given. They don't come easy. You got to fight for rights. You might spend a night or two in jail behind some rights.
What about your human
You
right?
gotta be ready to do that.
But see, our people, Terry Boo, they still thinking they supposed to fight for rights, not human rights. There's a difference. They can
Right.
keep their damn rights. That's their shit. I want my right to live, my human rights. Who are
But
you?
but can you explain a human right? Because can you get with that one, Terry? Because a lot
Well,
of
I mean,
folks do say they're humans, and I know
Well,
what.
yeah, I know it
Yeah,
mean monster, but I know a lot of people
yeah,
in
but we
the.
got to really understand when we say certain things because we get caught up in the word spell, and I just want to be understood myself. I want to know. That's
well, I
all
mean,
I'm asking.
look
Can
up
you break
look
that
up
down to
human
your
rights.
understanding?
Look up human rights and see what those subscribe to. Me personally, I would prefer, my natural rights, my God
Yeah,
given
natural.
rights.
There you go. And you're right, Terry. You're natural. Because you have the natural born right to
Yep,
live.
and you have to be careful out here in these commercial streets because you are who you say you are, and they gonna
Yeah.
hold you to it. So, just to give you an example, what I mean by that, we was having a conversation the other day about driver's licenses and state IDs and the questions that are asked on these applications. Are you a resident? Are you a United States citizen? You
Universe.
know,
Yeah, Chief Son, I'll say your universal rights. Yep.
yeah, we definitely have
I
to
natural
start
right.
And then
start
natural.
getting in these books. Definitely got to start getting in these books. If you don't know your rights, you don't have any. Nobody else going to protect your rights but you. Not even an attorney. Don't even get me started on attorneys.
So what kind of rights do the hybrids have?
I don't remember ever hearing about hybrid rights. But again,
There's,
I'm
I
sure they
can
don't.
tell you what natural rights, and it says natural rights and rights that believe that it's important for all humans and animals to have out of natural law. These rights are often viewed as inalienable, meaning they are almost never be taken away.
They can't be taken away.
Fact.
You can't even waive those rights. That's how inherent those rights are. You can't even waive them.
Okay.
So it's a natural being versus the hybrids, right?
Natural
No, how about trading
natural
places? The
natural versus
hybrid just traded places and
That's
took.
what I'm saying. It's crazy because they shouldn't be in charge of shit.
Okay.
well, I mean, look at the declaration again now. When it come time for the government to get removed, ain't nobody doing no removing. So they
Yeah,
So
must
because
that's
we
on
actually need to
us,
be
y'all.
removing these folks.
That's what I've been saying. It's on us. We ain't making no move. We sitting here talking about we on YouTube and shit, knowing this shit, but we ain't going up in there, them Congress. We ain't walking up in the United Nations who holding all this stuff down. So when are we gonna take on and have the spirits of the ancestors for real and make some moves? When
Yeah.
we go somewhere, it should be no one person running up in there trying to figure this shit out.
Keep your immune
It
system
should
up.
be enough of us out
Before
here with each other.
on mute. If, can y'all say something so I know y'all? Okay, yeah. Is that me?
Yeah, I still hear everybody.
Okay. Okay, I pulled up the Universal Declaration of Human Rights is a document adopted by the United Nations General Assembly, established as a set of principles for the rights of individuals. The document was accepted by the General Assembly at its third session on December the 10th, 1948. Resolution 217, paralysis. I don't know what that is. Paris, France. Okay. So that's the Universal Declaration of Rights of human, well, rights
And
of this season.
what about our birthrights?
Okay, I'll pull that up.
Birthrights, I believe, would fall under unalienable rights.
Okay, you said what is it?
The birthrights would be unalienable or natural rights, I would say.
Okay, I just read the natural.
So, I mean, in a nutshell, like all of us are in different parts of the country. So it would be inconvenient for us all to try to be like, okay, we a group of people. So I would suggest locally,
Hmm.
locally, even if it's just your immediate family, form groups locally to address these people.
Yes.
That's another thing. We should be just running up in these motherfucking buildings. Don't ask no question.
Now, I ain't gonna tell nobody to go get arrested now. That's
Well, the
not
thing is, it's not their soil, and you see, you can't go on their territory and do as you please. So why the fuck we always stooping to other people's level?
understood. I get that, but at the same time, let's not forget how we got to where we're at right now. We
That's a
are
fact.
still colonized. We are still under occupation by the United States corporation. North America is still here, but the United States is on top of it. There is no government for North America. We are currently occupied. So until a government is established for North America, we still under occupation.
So was it New Zealand that got them out of their country? Was it one of those countries that got them up out of there?
Up out of where?
Out of their country? These parasites. It was one of these countries got them out of there, got those bankers and everything out of there.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think you might be right. I think so.
So
But let me ask a question. Man, now. I'm sorry. I just want to say thank y'all for coming on. What is going on? Wait a minute.
yeah, you got.
I'm sorry. My bad.
Okay.
My PC came on. I wanted to ask a question though. How I forgot. Hey, I'll come back.
What you say, Chief?
No, my question was like, well, how do we um go after what? How do we go after like she keeps saying the hybrid? When it just went the hybrid though, Empress. We got to stop. We gotta know. It ain't just a hybrid. These mothers just like us holding us back.
Yeah, because most of the people I've been arguing with y'all over on Facebook about this Camilla Harris and what's your Joe Biden, those are our people.
It ain't never been nobody knowing none of them people did nothing to me really.
I asked the question, what has the Democrat done? Well, we know either one, left wing, right wing, is still the same bird. But I just wanted to see what they was really going to respond to when I said, what have the Democrats done for you? They came back with Obama. Obama didn't do nothing for you. He had more rights for the LGBT and the pedophilia than he did for anybody. He didn't do nothing. But then you do a post, Chief, where you said that they said talk about he gave something for the American Indians. I guess supposed to be for us.
Yeah, he just acknowledged it. He ain't do nothing. Acknowledge that UN thing, the Declaration. What is it? Rights of Indigenous, American Declaration of Rights of Indigenous. He acknowledged that was during the time that snigger was running around here making cheats and stuff and doing all that stuff. That was during that time, but he didn't do nothing. It was all that fake stuff going on. It wasn't real.
That part. But what people fail to realize, and I get this too. Well, we know that the Republicans and the Democrats been done switched. Switch what? Do y'all not know the reason why y'all don't have y'all land to today? It's because of the Democrats. Because when they formed, they was already running you off your land. These people started taking everything from you. But these are the people. How can you work against yourself and expect to get ahead because the people you're working with is against you? But you want to support the people that are mostly against you because the Democrats haven't done anything. They invited all the immigrants in to take your place. They was going to make sure that you didn't have nothing. And y'all wonder why you ain't got ahead. But then when somebody point this out to y'all, y'all get mad, want to jump on people's posts or come to their videos and talk crazy. But when I ask you again, what have the Democrats done for you? And I'm gonna keep on saying that.
I want to read this.
Hold on. Welcome, Creek. Welcome to the panel. Go ahead, Terry.
Hello, Toledo. Peace. All right, peace to the panel.
What's going on, Creek? How you doing?
Mama Chief, peace.
Hey, darling.
I was just thinking about you the other day.
Well, you should have called me then. See, you know how that energy goes.
You're right. I was supposed to call you when I think about it.
Hey, everybody, this is a Leo thing. This is for all the birthdays, the brothers and the sisters. Happy solar return.
Thank you, Empress. Thank you.
Thank you, sis. All I have to say is don't fuck with the Leos. The Leos don't fuck with
Chief
us.
Sundown, we see you. Chief Sundown, you too. And my mama, her birthday too. All y'all are Leos.
Don't forget mama.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Terry Boo. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna read this statement in this article about the Declaration. The Declaration is not a philosophical tract about natural rights, but is instead a legal document, an indictment against King George for violating the constitutional rights of the colonists. As such, it follows the process of the 1550 Magdeburg Confession, which legitimized resistance against Holy Roman Emperor Charles V in a multi-step legal formula now known as the doctrine of lesser magistrates. Historian David Armitage has argued that the Declaration was strongly influenced by De Vattel's The Law of Nations, the dominant international law treaty of the period, in a book that Benjamin Franklin said was continually in the hands of the members of our Congress. And the reason why I wanted to read that was to bring up the part about the law of nations. How many people even knew that that was a thing?
I did, but I didn't know what to do with it. I've read it and stuff.
But when we get to having conversations about like the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, like where would you take a complaint, based off of that? Like what court would you take that to? You see what I'm saying? Like there's all these different venues, and then on
Yeah.
top of that, we got this thing called the Law of Nations.
What about the what they call the World Court? Is that the same as the Law of Nations?
Nope, nope, I don't believe so.
Okay,
But
because I've heard of the World Court as well.
it possibly could be. But here's the problem. The reason why I brought up the Law of Nations. Which group of people doesn't have a nation?
These hybrids, these parasites.
I mean, currently, like who is with
Us,
a nationality?
The
us,
black and the African Americans.
us,
Right. You see the disparity. Do you see the do you see the issue?
us, and shit.
See, our arms don't reach that high because we haven't matured as a people. We haven't come together as a people. It's all
Absolutely.
about coming together. I don't know how we gonna do it, but we gotta do it.
Now we
I
too busy
mean,
fighting each other.
yeah, fact. We got to do it though. It's got to be done, y'all. I don't know how, but it's bills like this is the if is energy flowing. And to those in the chat, y'all got to be doing the same thing in communication. It's the energy. It's what we do with ourselves, y'all, because we got to gain this wisdom as it's being put out in the universe. And then we got to manifest it all day, every day. I'm just speaking from what's within me. I don't know. I ain't telling nobody what to do because I don't know. But y'all know me. I'm
Well,
relinquish this mic.
I could put I could put my 2 cents in it for
Yes,
you
come on
speaking
in,
about the
Creek.
decoration. And as far as like what I do, that's my mo. That's my main operation when it comes to uplifting my people and showing them the correct steps on filing a decoration. But the key part is this. I say file a decoration. Nobody ever asks what foul is. They think it's just sitting off a letter and just, being disgruntled with a government by saying I'm something that I'm not, and you're going to do this and you're going to listen to demands. Like, it's more to it than there's more components that come to a decoration than simply just telling what's on your mind and making a public notice. Because a public notice is a proclamation. A decoration is kin to a proclamation, but it's not the same thing. And a lot of people can get misconstrued thinking it's the same thing, and they think they have a decoration. It's really a proclamation with no more of them just giving out a bunch of rants or something off their chest or so forth and so forth. But it
Tell
doesn't
them
have all
again,
the
Tyler.
components of a decoration.
Tell
A
them again.
decoration, a decoration is somebody, like the brother said when he spoke, is connected to something uh, that has a nation or a nation state. Uh, if you don't know you got rights, then you ain't got them. And that's like a token that people go by for years. But literally, if you don't know what your rights are, you don't have them. You got to know that you Indian. It doesn't matter if the word Indian or if it's a misnomer, because when they say black, they mean you. When they say Indian, they mean you. When they say Negro, they mean you. These are all synonymous terms that are really uh, constructs, but they only work in a business setting. They only work when you give life to them. You see what I'm saying? We think that we came so far along that we ain't got a choice now, and we just stuck being slaves. And that's false. The thing is, upon declaring yourself, you have to know that this is your land. Uh, it's required to have land when you make a declaration. You want to be able to put all the pieces together, and a declaration is basically, at one point, is saying how far you have came to know that this is your land. How far you, and you can prove it. How far you have came to show that your lineage has been stolen or taken from you, and you can prove it. How far you then came from step one, step two, step three, and whatever, and then have proofs with that. A blank piece of paper just sending that to the mayor's office is no more than just a rat. That's just a rat. And a lot of things. And I tell people all the time, you got to be careful when you're dealing with governments without a government, and then you're dealing with a government extracting yourself away from a government that you're using, if that makes sense.
Right. Right.
but
Probably
you
still
caught what
going
I
to
was
work
saying.
tomorrow.
But you caught what I was saying. How you trying to get yourself away from a government, but you're using the one you're getting away from?
Yeah, you got to be
What is
ready
the
for
government?
it.
See,
You
these
got
type of components, these people around here are ignorant, don't know any of these terms, don't know what anything means. They're not set to be or qualified to even talk the language and think it's just a piece of paper. I do this, so that it's done. That's it. You got to live this life. They want to see how well you know yourself, and they will test you. Okay, either via a court demonstration, maybe it could be a traffic stop. I've been tested multiple times, and even in a court setting, using my Indian status, and I feel like that's enough to be qualified to speak on what it is because I have experience in that. But the thing is, once it got done, it needed to be filed. Once it got filed, it wasn't even a question about what I was or a debate. It wasn't a debate. It never got to a debate as to what my standing or my status was as far as being solidified. But they're going to test you. They know if you was Negro yesterday, now today you Indian, they're going to test you to see how much Indian you know about yourself. How much do you know about yourself? You want to be able to be on an equal plane with the white man. And when I say that, I don't mean that in a literal sense, but you want to make it so is that you're not pulling no punches. So basically, I ain't gonna let you beat up on me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna join your fight either. And that's kind of the standpoint that has always won when it comes to before you even present any type of paperwork, any type of legal setting, you have to be able to say, hey, listen, if you're not gonna fight with these people front line and being they part of their citizenship or citizenry, then you have to be able to step out of that and say, hey, listen, I'm not going to participate in nothing. Have your own land, get you a trailer, be off the grid, if that's what you want to do, because that's what our ancestors did. They came from that. But they traded their sovereignty to have this administration. I call it administration because they came here as an administration. They never came claiming the land. They always came with empty handed, trying to provide a service, or if they did have money of something exchanged, we was making money off these foreigners. That's how it is. Now the foreigner came on our land, he on our land telling us what to do. You know what I'm saying? We pull up at a gas station, it's owned by the Indians. You know what I'm saying? We go to a chicken place, man, it's owned by the Arabs. You feel me? We go get the weave extension or any kind of hair products, we go into the Chinese to get that.
Yo, Creek, I got a question.
Yo,
Would,
shoot.
would you agree? Like I had this conversation with somebody a few months back. Would you agree that this system of commerce is foreign to us? And what I mean by that is in the sense that I don't think our people were ever hoarders of things, in the sense that somebody had a whole bunch of this that they, had to themselves in order to sell to everyone else. Like,
Right, gotcha.
would you agree with that?
Yeah, yeah, that's a major piece of the puzzle there. Exposing the fact that but again, it goes back to what I just said, man. We at this point in time, the mentality that we are a slave. We are living and have been living a slave mentality. Facts. Ever since, if you want to be technical, 19, which is like right after the war, they start coming in with all this, the New Deal and the Hoover and all that. You know what I'm saying? Then from him to Teddy Roosevelt, making executive orders that are still in effect. And the thing is, the shift came in when they started coming in. They needed a whole bunch of us dead. So then, the 60s era came in. It was a lot of nice white folks. We ain't never been nice with no white folks or sitting down or never been across the table. We never been able to even drink together or nothing up until the 60s. And that was the hippie area. And all
Hmm.
that was just a smoke screen.
That's a fact.
All that was a
Get
smoke screen.
Yeah, to get you comfortable. That's what it was
They had to
about. To
get you
get you
comfortable with
comfortable.
white honkies. Before the 60s, there was never a time when you seen a white man shaking another black man's hand, unless he was Boule. Never.
I think y'all could blame us here up here in Michigan for the end of the Jim Crow situation. I was just talking to a sister about that earlier. Y'all familiar with Idlewild, Michigan?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm right outside of Indianapolis, so where I'm at, man, is like a couple few hours away from where you're at.
Yeah, that the demonstration that our people put on in this little mecca in the woods. It showed how much money we could generate when we were given the opportunity. So much so that they said, "Listen, man, we got to get these folks away from this place up here. They got all kind of stuff. Every summer they put up new businesses, got new houses. Every celebrity you could think of, every lawyer, doctor, you name it, coming to the
Yeah,
wood party up here."
fact, fact.
So soon as they ended Jim Crow, Idlewild died.
Mm.
Niggas went running for the Cotton Club, so y'all can thank Michigan for that.
I
You
have a
said take
question, and
Mr.
I have a question from the audience. I mean, from the chat. Original Copper Indian said, "Why we have to prove who we are on our own land to foreigners? They know who we are. Laws of the land override these
That's
foreigners' laws,
that's
and we
easy.
take our land back by
That
force."
that's easy, but it's not gonna happen like that. Because here's the thing, that's just a dream in one person's head. How's that gonna be a reality ever? All of us got to
It's
be
called
behind the same thing. If we're gonna push, if we decide all one day and wake up, it ain't got to be everybody, just enough of us to get up and say enough is enough. I know that I'm indigenous to this land. You know what I mean? Yeah, y'all have broken every right and every law that it was known to man and human rights, and we're not gonna stand for it no more. But it's not gonna be one person doing that.
right. I
We've
got
I,
already seen demonstrations. To answer his question, it's already been demonstrations before that. Look at just recently, about 3 years ago, little more than 3 years ago. What happened to the Cherokee? The Cherokee that went federal recognized, the Cherokee Nation. The black Cherokees. They just went got federally recognized with but barely 404 years ago.
hmm
And
yeah.
they had been fighting that ever since what almost 100 years now. Grandma, great great, whatever, all the way down before they got federally recognized just 4 years ago. But the thing was, the
Chief
key
Sundown
component is
said we
this:
need 10,000 people per territory.
good luck. But because listen, you have to be way more established. Like again, I was just about to tell you that look at that what the Cherokees did. They went and organized themselves. They preserved their language. They did homeschooling. They had their own powwows and communicated with other tribes before they got their recognition. Still
That's
continuing like
what
we
we're everybody out here. If you get into a nation, we can start building alliance, or start your
right,
own. And
right,
and I
right.
don't think I'm not gonna say that it can't be done because you manifest what you want to be done. We've never
Fact.
been taught to manifest anything, so we always wait for somebody out the sky to say, "Well, you deserve this blessing right now, so I'm gonna send it your way." That's the kind of mindset a lot of our people have. We
Being
don't
tricked.
know that our tongue can speak things into existence. They'll
Facts.
tell you that
I
out
did
of
say
one
that.
breath, but then tell you to pray to Jesus that he will
Yeah.
save you or send you something.
Yeah, yeah, and the thing is, once you get up to a level where, you have a status and a standing, and you can sit in a room with other people, and they acknowledge that you have a nationality, they'll just talk to you as if you know all this already. Like it won't even be a how did you know, or or they watching you out there. People don't realize they waiting for us to get to the point where we can be diplomats and sit across from these tables and start taking all in and start taking it over. But a
Facts.
lot of these
Chief
people
Sundown said the matriarchs can do it, and I really believe it. I believe us
make sure I
because by us
need it.
being
That's right.
strong
Right.
and we are the ones, we are the nurturers. So we have to bring them in and nurture them and let them know, look, you're gonna have to stop with all this foolishness that you're
Yeah.
doing to yourself and to your children that you're bringing up. We have to be able to reach out to ours that want to be changed, want to change in their life, and see
Hold
where
on, hold
this
on,
is
hold on,
going.
hold on.
You know,
Yeah.
not a lot of people are caught up in this pandemic right now. We understand that because you have relied on the government for so long. And when we tell you the government is not for you, y'all latch on even harder for some reason. But out of the
Yeah.
same breath, you will say you tired of this government. How can you be tired of people stepping on you, but you want to be in the bed with them? Which one?
Right.
You can't it's either one or the other.
Yeah.
Either you
Yeah.
tired enough to let go and say we need to build together to have something, or you go along and fall with that because every dynasty has failed.
Yeah.
Let's get that straight. There's
Yeah.
haven't been a dynasty that hasn't failed yet. So this dynasty is on its way out. So what is your plan when this dynasty comes to a halt? What is your plan? What are you going to do?
You know
And they
what? Let me
trying to
add
take
to
you
that.
out in the mix with this. They ain't one
Yeah.
of the ones. Oh, we just gonna go on and go. No, they want to be able to take you out with them.
Exactly. Yeah. I was wanting to ask what you're saying because that's beautiful. The time for them and their dynasty is already in.
Yeah,
Biblically, you know what I'm saying. Written as far as text wise goes. They know that their market time has been gone. We have been living in a time loop for almost the last 10 years, a little bit more than 10 years now. We've been in a loop, and the thing is, people are waiting for them to address us and tell us, "Hey, look, we Indian," or "Hey, we y'all not from Africa," and just start telling you the truth, and that's not gonna happen. The thing is,
Exactly.
you have to be able to already be woke or consciousness. You know what I'm saying? To already have that fire. If you don't, if you ain't got the fire lit, you wait for somebody to light your pilot. It ain't gonna never happen.
It ain't gonna
That's just
happen.
how.
Exactly. Just like
And
I
that's how life
say.
goes. That's how
Yeah,
life
it's
is. You got to see the opportunity.
absolutely, because I've been saying that for the last week or something. When are we going to get together and just do it? Make them do it. What are we
Right.
waiting on? I mean,
Well,
absolutely. What are we waiting on? They
You
got
know
us
what?
so
I
disbogulated.
think I
We
can
don't
speak
we
for my
don't realize that we have it says in the Constitution, when your government turn against you, that is treason. It's an
treason.
yeah,
act of war.
that's a good point.
and
That's
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 and they
actually
have turned against us
that's
since they
actually right.
conquered.
I
But
So
mean,
it is
but
time for us to take them out of office, out of
that's
power.
fact. Well, let me shift gears one more time and go back to the decoration. There's one thing I wanted to say before we got too far away from what the decoration is. Once you put a decoration on file and you file it correctly, they have to rebut the presumption if there is one. The burden of proof is on the person that exerts it, right? So if I'm coming and I got a decoration, but a family tree or what you would call an organizational chart, and it shows from me to just one ancestor. All you need is one, okay? Because they have to be able to refute that. If they can't refute that and show evidence that you're from Africa, then that means that you're not just indigenous to this land, you have the highest claim to the land. You got to remember, people are putting claims to the land, okay? And when it was land grabbing, it went to a federal territory. Before that, it was colonies. Okay, we got to understand how they got the land. So the land
hey,
is in seizure. The land was not really in seizure. The land was taken, and it was held in a
absolutely.
trust. It was held in
No,
a trust. But here's the thing:
hold on. Don't blow
they
past.
telling people in history one thing, but then they telling us something totally different. They trying to treat us and push us to the side as if now you ain't got a chance in life to come back out of what we did to you. But then they telling the whole rest of the world that they're so dumb, their stuff is right here, but they don't want it.
Can I share something with y'all today that
You
I got?
listen to like which one you listen to? You listen to it's like the white man lives in a game. His reality is a game. Our life and everything is to our demise. He makes money off that. He monetizes our demise. So when me and you killing each other, he making money off that.
Let me ask y'all a question though. Have anybody ever heard of the Monrovian Indian Act out of Ohio?
Nope.
Is that which act is that? Which one you
This
talking about?
is where they took and removed all the Indians out of Akron, out of Cincinnati, out of all the spaces in Ohio, and moved them out and gave the land to the pale skin.
Yes. Yeah, I'm quite
And
aware of that one.
when I
They
tell you
they
from
didn't just do
eight,
that in Ohio. They did it in Kentucky too as well.
but I mean, this was the Monrovian. Those, no doubtedly, they're the
Yeah.
ones that ended up in Liberia. Okay. But they
Okay.
named them the Monrovian Indians. So I'm here to say those people that live here, they're letting us know who they are. And all of these lands, if we don't realize that we are here and we always been, we all over this place in
Yep.
every crack.
Yep. Everybody that was indigenous to the land is melanated, and all you have to do is just open your eyes and see that. You can go in India, you can go in Papua and then see all those people are dark melanated and being persecuted for being dark melanated. But then you go right across the bridge and over to the other part of the island, they just a little bit lighter than those dark black. Well, like they brown, and you got dark brown and you got light brown.
But see what they did in 1871 when they did that Constitution. They came up under all the treaties, and well, they never acknowledged them. But what they did, they said they grandfathered them in to their constitution. And then
Hmm.
from 1871 all the way up until today, they started doing executive orders and acts of Congress. That's how they got out all of what they're doing. And then when you look at the acts of Congress and the executive orders and the Indians that they say they dealt with, ain't now one of them nothing about now one of them 500 tribes, the 574, whatever they is. Ain't none of
We
them.
need to
Them some new
if
folks.
if we can ever get enough people, because I'm gonna tell you something. You had the right idea. You had a petition one time, and I remember that. That was some time almost a year ago. But you had a petition, and let me say something. I'll do pros and cons. It's not personal. The good thing about that was the energy behind that. Had you kept pushing that, you would have met the amount of numbers you was gonna meet. The other part of that is everybody think different. Some people are
Hmm.
Cherokee, some people are Chickasaw, some people are Blackfeet, some people are Seminole, some people are Naztec. You know what I mean? And everybody's trying to do it their way.
Right.
Um, but all of us have one thing in common. That's filing a claim on human rights. All of us have been deprived and have a deprivation claim. All of us have
Mhm.
a claim on identity theft. All of us
I,
have. Why are
yes.
we not all coming together to do that? That's the most simplest thing to do. And then upon doing so, again, I'm gonna always say it because that's my trademark. Do your declaration and have it filed correctly by law, not just a angry letter. Hint, hint. Just you send it there, and then they give you a frivolous letter back talking about we don't handle these type of situations. That's not the right type of respect. If you didn't get this response that I got, then you didn't do it correctly.
That's fact. It's one going around now that labels that has everything in it. It's
Yeah,
what
I've checked marked off
19 pages.
a few of
And
those.
then
A few of those
then
same ones are going
hmm,
around, and they hit my email. Is this okay? And I'm like, I'm
uh,
seeing the same pattern in each one of
right,
these, and
right.
they have this part one, part two, part three, and I'm like, y'all
Mm.
looking at the Declaration of Independence from the United States. That's not, that's what y'all looking at. And that's not totally everything you need to do with a
Excuse me
declaration.
for a second, Creek. Hey, y'all,
Okay.
I need y'all to hold it down for me for about 10 minutes. I need to step out and pick my daughter up from work.
Okay,
Yeah,
baby.
Okay.
she's 5 minutes
Okay.
away.
Yeah, we
So,
do
baby.
that.
Got that.
So, but the the thing about the decoration is 4 points to the decoration. Number one, you have to be able to address the person, and it has to be in an individual capacity because you cannot be an individual Indian suing somebody that's a company. How is your name going to end up on a court record suing Kmart, suing Walmart? Walmart is a store. Are you going to be able to lock up Walmart? Are you going to be able to lock up the United States? Who is responsible? Who is the one that's supposed to be fiduciary or the executor or superintendent, if that, or somebody within that department that handle those queries? That's where you need to send it to. And then upon send, before you send it, it still needs to be what? Filed correctly by law. Those two things get
Hey,
done,
Chris,
you got a decoration.
let me ask you
I
something.
haven't seen none like that so far. I haven't seen
Let
none.
me, let me ask you a question, Chris. You said it need to be filed or does it be recorded?
That's a see you man. Listen, that's why they call you Mama Chief.
Ah,
Being
stop
recorded
it.
because you think like a mama. But listen, that's totally facts, and that's all. I love when people ask questions.
Yeah, I just
That means
want the
you're
babies. I
interested,
want
and I'm
everybody
willing
to
to
know.
help.
You know I
That's
know.
what I love.
Yeah.
Filing it and recording is very similar, if not the same thing. Those words are interchangeable. Yes, you want to have it recorded with the county recorder's office of where they keep these at in the deeds company because it's considered to be property. You have to be able to make a distinction between you and the property. Are you the property? Are you the property that's addressing the person? All that's called service of process. That's the first part of the component of the declaration. If you can't figure out who it is that you're talking to, you just send a letter, send it here, send it there. It's going everywhere. It's going to Santa Claus. It's going to Timbuktu. It's going to, you know what I mean? Going to the gravekeeper. It's going to everybody except for where it's supposed to go. All you're going to get is a frivolous letter. You need to have it filed first. Filed means everybody knows this. It's already been filed. It's in your court record. Because when they send the cavalry after you, where you going when they catch you? You going to court. Before you go there, if they gonna detain you, you're going to jail. Those two things work together, but they're two separate organizations. Who is they boss? That's where you want to get it and send it to. Who are they boss? Who is the person in this department that handles this queries? And upon knowing so, know about your enemy. Know what part of the department they work in, not just that, where you're located at, what your job description is, if you're a company, how you're registered as a company, what's your mission statement, and who is your boss. Y'all remember, man, y'all keep forgetting that this is a business that we dealing with. We dealing with people that is not personal, it's business with them. And it's all about corporations at the end of the day. That's it. They corporatized everything. We fell asleep to it. When we didn't fall asleep to it, they blew up this or blew up that. The Negro, Black Negro, Wall Street, whatever. You know, they got rid of all that just so that we can be separate. So it's very important that you individualize yourself by doing that because by you doing that, you basically taking it away from them. If everybody did a declaration that was properly filed and corrected, there would be nobody black. Do you know that right there would jam up the system by itself? Everybody got a declaration saying they in there. Ain't nobody being black no more. Now what? It'll jam up the system. That by itself. And I tell people it's the easiest thing to do. Let's do that. Let's file a claim. That's it. That's all we need to do. All this other stuff, I'm with y'all when y'all right. I don't know what we doing. Like, if everybody's, expounding on this and talking here and doing this and doing that, but ain't nobody coming together to say, hey, listen, I may don't get along with you. I don't really understand all of what you do, or maybe I don't agree. But at the same time, we both all up against the same thing. What do y'all want to do? I'll tell you what, you put your chief together, I got my chief together. Let's put all the chiefs together. Let's talk about it. First of all, you got to know who your chief is. And the chief got to be a chief. And not somebody that, you just can't make yourself chief. But, hey, on YouTube, you can be whatever you want to be, right? So,
And that's just like for real. Y'all know I ain't no cheap, but I do my best to work. I work. I don't give a damn about no damn title. But
well,
anyway,
your
Terry,
chief is You got chief. You got many definitions of what chief is nowadays.
Everybody know. Hey, but I'm the chief of mine. But listen, Terry, any more solution? We got some more solutions going? Because the decoration is one, definitely.
Definitely. Your definition, your decoration is your new identity that they took. It's your identity they took from you by law. And if they touch it, it's a claim already in court that says I'm suing you, but it's an open claim as to say it's continuing. So as I live, there's more things that's going on here. The more
Yeah,
people
because
I'm
along.
getting more people on here, and they just like me. And listen, we ain't done. So, but we starting a claim. People, when you know the law, like I know the law, you can start a claim when you got a claim and you got an interest on property and something's been and you've been damaged. There has to be a fee that goes with that too as well. It's a
Fee
dollar amount that
schedule.
goes with that.
Yeah, you got to put your fee schedule in.
You see what I'm saying? And we know that y'all operate on our land. So like I said, but it hurts. You know what's hurting us is when we can't pick up the phone and call one of the other brother Indians or just pick up the phone and call
That's true.
Colonado, or just be able to
That's
pick up the
true.
phone and call Dane and say, you got all this wisdom. Can you put it on the line for us, man? So we want to be a power horse like you to get out and create two forces. So I can get over here and do all this, and you can get over here all that. Let's work together. I've done that, and it hasn't worked so far. I'm still waiting on people to call me back. Email still ain't got requested an answer to none of that. But then I'm watching their videos. They saying something totally different. And I'm like, would y'all just trying to spark people's intelligence, or y'all want to put some boots on the ground and really stop what's going on? So I'm out here like Chief
Well, can I step
Colorado.
in right there? I'm anxious right now to just celebrate a little bit because I have been fortunate between last year and this year to meet a lot of the people that I have came across on YouTube. And I want to say thank y'all. Thank y'all for making my world a better place. Because without you, it would have been very great. But I love you all because all of you played a good part in my life. Those that I have met and those that I'm yet to meet, listen, boots on the ground, we do what we say. Right? So
Facts.
that's all I want to say. I relinquish the mic. Terry, you still with us with that solution?
Oh yeah, I'm still here. The solution is being laid out. We just giving y'all all the details. The fact that these people have corporate eyes is not a hindrance at all. It's actually a blessing in disguise. Because if it's more right to sue and be sued, so it's not a bad thing. The fact that they chose to go corporate is going to bite them. This is why we preaching about learning the Constitution. This is what binds them. It's their corporate charter. Every corporation has to operate according to their charter. So learn the Constitution so you can learn when they overstepping their bounds. And then you can call them out on it. I ain't gonna give a whole bunch of solutions. Start with the basics. I don't want to give people too much to have to look through.
I think that's some great info, bro.
Thank you.
Me personally, I'm just motherfucking unruly.
You still over there, Sid?
Hell yeah.
They ain't let you came home yet?
No, I'm
Man.
listening, but what I'm saying is, I've run out of patience, man, with all this bullshit. You know what I mean? These motherfucking hybrids just got to go. Why the fuck are we bound and compound to whatever fucking thing they say? It's just,
Well,
it's just annoying at this point.
it's not that. we have to bow down to what they say. The system operates off of what's called implied consent. So the way that that works is whether you say something or don't say something, they're gonna automatically assume things one way. That
Exactly.
that's why
And
paper,
and 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 that's kind of like a fraud, isn't it?
in a sense, but
Yeah,
and
you
there's
say one thing to the popos, and when they go in court, it's a different thing on a piece of paper, right?
oh no, I wouldn't go for that. I hope you
No,
wouldn't
I'm
either.
just saying, like, sometimes the police they stop you on the street, but when you go in court, it's a different thing. They have printed out differently on the piece of paper, whatever they're reading out or handing to the judge, right?
Oh yeah, I've had that
That
happen
that that
before.
that's that that's exactly what I'm trying to say, my brother.
Yep, you're absolutely right. I've had that happen before. That's actually why I won that case. The burden of proof is on the accuser, and the statement that he gave was erroneous. Never seen the judge turn pink so fast.
It's
I think that
because of that. It's
I think
because of
that
what you knew, what you said.
they make the rules, but they don't abide by the rules.
Well, that's the beautiful thing. We'll do a bill another day specifically on how to operate in that venue. There's rules to everything. The court itself has rules, as far as filing requirements, your margin size, the text size, the font. Let's see, the attorneys got rules. They're called the rules of professional conduct. The judge
Let me ask you a question, my brother. How much are people are behind bars innocently?
probably a lot.
It is a lot. Absolutely a lot. It's because they signed themselves away. They took a plea. They did all kind of shit. They didn't have to do what they did, but they didn't know no better because we have been misled. So
Absolutely.
yeah, it's a lot of our babies in jail, and those are things that we should be working hard to get this stuff situated so we can free them that we know is in there like that. Because there's a lot of work
Exactly.
need to be done. I got people in the nursing home been laying flat on his back for a whole year, can't find a place to stay, and ain't got nobody happy. So these are indigenous Indian real life stuff we need to that we need to deal with. Really,
I
truly.
agree. I agree. And us building, groups, local groups of people, that got each other's back. I want you to think about a time back in the 70s, early 80s, back when we were so tight, like even when we was doing our dirt in the streets, we was tight. You know what I'm saying? Like people couldn't come into certain neighborhoods. Like we have to get back to a place like that. You know what I'm saying? Where everybody know everybody on the block, and ain't nobody like even unfamiliar cars can't come down the street. Like we got to get back to have a level of comfort like that. Got to do it. It will address a lot of the other issues automatically. Like when we talk about walking away from the commercial system altogether, work, whether it be working, whether it be getting rid of government assistance, like whatever the case may be, we know that it would be almost impossible for any one of us to just stop doing what we doing and just decide we're gonna live off the land. Still got to pay for groceries, still got to move around, still got to eat. You know, the unification, having a support system will address a lot of these issues that are preventing us from making our first steps. A lot of us want to be active, but we got to go to work tomorrow. A lot of us want to, engage in
Us
platforms
want to
like
be
this
active, but we got to
and
go to
can't.
work tomorrow.
You see some
A
of
lot
those
of
Absolutely.
us
places
want
trying
to,
to get fired.
engage in platforms like this.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, the unit will enable us to have a level of comfort where more of us will want to, come out of our shell.
Well, I mean, due to how everything is going, the store is going empty, no water, no this, no that. If we don't act soon, it's gonna be serious, especially for the elders and the babies and the disabled. You know what I'm saying? We can do all this talking as much as we want, this, that, say this, we're gonna do that, but we get up tomorrow and the stores are empty and there's no food. Like, what's gonna happen? What we gonna do then? We ain't got enough time to plant anything for it to grow, to reap it, to feed our people.
People
You see
don't
what I'm
believe it
saying?
though, sis.
It's a joke. Yeah, we can do the
They don't
paperwork and
believe
all
it.
that, but the stores are
People
going
don't
empty,
believe
bro,
it.
and we can't go nowhere with no papers to say, oh, make sure you put back food in the store because we need to eat. Ain't nobody care.
Fact. That's a
Look at the
fact.
way they're treating our elders in the care home. Ain't nobody care. You got one of your relatives right now got COVID. You can't even access your relative to really check them out for yourself to see if there's really something wrong with them. There
Well,
was this
my friend
video.
told me three
Hold
people
on,
was
sis.
in the
There was
room with.
there was this video of this lady. She's Jamaican, and they put her in a motherfucking morgue in a body bag with a mask over her face, and she was still breathing. And her two daughters, they were police. They went to see her, and they were like, "No, you can't see her." Like, basically, they were telling the children she was dead. And then the daughter was like, "No, we left her mom just last night or this morning, whenever it was, and she was fine." And they made their way to the morgue, and there was the mom in the body bag breathing. So I'm saying,
Oh yeah. Now, real life problems. I don't necessarily know, what to tell you to do to address these real life issues. Like that's something that you'll have to, decide for yourself. I can't tell you to jump in the fire, but at the same time, if you're inspired, jump in. You know, I mean, if you can be of assistance to somebody in a situation like that, by all means, please do so. But I mean, in the first place, we have to stop being the type of people who take our elders to nursing homes. Like let's stop doing that shit. I just lost my grandmother 3 months ago, and in all honesty, like I think she could have been, still here a little more comfortable had, family been more involved rather than putting her in a home. Not having love around you, like having these cold people around you, these hospital employees, these nursing facility employees. Most of you have jobs, and the mindset that you have when you go to work. You're only there to get your check. You don't care about the quality of the work that you putting in half the time because you don't even be wanting to be there. So imagine being somebody who has a position of authority or a position of care. You're there to get a paycheck. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody does these things for the reasons that they should do. So I mean, we have to stop. We got to stop. We trust these facilities because of what they are. It's a hospital. You're supposed to be able to go there and get help, get cured. You know what I'm saying? But how many people go to the hospital and come out clean? You know, you know what I'm saying? Pat you up. See you next time.
I think that's the issue we have in keep getting cured and not healed.
Yeah, it's a lot of we live in the land of smoke and mirrors, man. Like everything that we think is real is nothing but smoke and mirrors. We think doctors heal people, they give
Facts.
out band-aids. We think lawyers get people off a court case, they make deals. We think our government is an actual government and they're a fucking corporation that provides governmental services. Like everything that we think we know is some bullshit. And even though all of this is pretty freaking obvious, even to kids in school, nobody wants to pick up books and read their way out of this shit. The information, listen, frustration comes from ignorance. When you're sitting around and you're frustrated, like, what should we do? Is because you don't know what to do. Knowledge. Knowledge takes
Back.
away the
I'm back, y'all.
frustration because then you can put your feet on the ground and move forward and do what it is that needs to be done. So I'm preaching, educate yourselves. Like that
Well,
is
well,
the
well, as the empresses, we always been saying we already know all doctors are just licensed killers, licensed mafias. They can kill you and it's legal. They have a license. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. They're never there to cure you. Why you think they just give you something just to tie you over to the next time you come?
Drop the link for Chief Oil, Albert.
Okay.
Well, yeah, lawyers. See, the lawyers cure you. We don't need no cure. We're tired of being cured. Our people need healing,
That's a fact.
spiritual healing, mental healing, physical healing. We're tired of being cured. We cured and then you come back, what, 6 months? Then what's the
right,
fucking point going to the doctors then?
right.
Ain't that the truth?
And they charging you a harm on a motherfucking leg. Like in America, like, think about this. It's your
Yeah,
land, it's your soil, our land, our soil, whichever fucking way y'all want to take it. You dumb motherfuckers, I really don't give a fuck. Right? Why the fuck we have these hefty bills, right? Just to go to the doctors. Y'all have to have insurance. Now, what the fuck? Insurance on your own soil to go to none of these doctors who look like us.
Exactly.
Is this where's Chief? Is this real?
right. Makes you wonder.
It's a joke. Oh, you don't have insurance, you can't do this. Oh, you don't have insurance, you can't do that. But these hybrid motherfuckers don't need nothing.
That part.
But people still ain't see the game what's being played. And then people are telling us, oh, don't say this, work with the law. What law? Nothing they created is no benefit to us. It never was, never will be. And until we get that shit, then, what else can the fuck I say? Really, ain't nothing they created was ever for us. Nothing. We
Well,
ain't never gonna benefit from nothing they created.
no, we won't benefit, but I would disagree when you said nothing they created was for us. And the thing that they created for us was the law. You notice, I want to paint this picture for you. This is why I was asking Creek if he agreed with the sentiment that our people, like commerce, is foreign to our people. We traded, but none of us was per se like a Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Or one of these big conglomerate type of situations. We took what we needed and left the rest in hopes that there was more later, not just for us but for everybody. So
Yeah, but we had all that and they bomb it up, they burn it down. My brother. My brother. You got a lot of patience. That's all I gotta say. They
right, so
took
we
everything we had and put us, down to ash, and then we have to turn around and beg for peanuts. For real.
absolutely,
They
absolutely,
destroy everything our ancestors left behind for us to inherit. Okay? They took it all away. Then we have to turn around and still begging for stuff, even begging for freedom or rights, freedom of speech, freedom of act. They disregard all our treaties. Huh?
right. Well, I mean, these the same people that they dissed their own country and stole ours.
So what make we think what good they're gonna provide for us? See, it comes back exactly to what I'm saying.
Right.
If you see the way they treat their own, what makes them gonna love us?
What make us think that we who said they was gonna love us? We already know that. So why are we being concerned with love from the
Mm-hmm.
enemy that's always been the enemy?
That
Why
part.
can't
Yeah.
we can't even treat each other right?
Okay.
I mean, just like he said, like I said, I'm gonna do this to next year. This time when I turn 65, and if ain't nobody getting together and I can't go nowhere where I can eat, I'm done. I'm done. This ain't what it's supposed to be. If ain't nobody getting together, because see, I'll go anywhere. I will move anywhere and I can self-suffice and take care of myself because I ain't trying to get nobody to take care of me. Don't get that twisted. But I'm trying to get with people who know we got to put seeds in the ground. I save all mine. I got plenty of seeds. So if we ain't coming together, then we just destroying the whole mission.
That's a fact.
We got to be about it. And we sit here and talk about it all the time. But ain't nobody really about it. Somebody told me, no, I ain't going to say somebody. Tony told me. Say, Mom, I remember seeing you when you went to the and said something to them people in that meeting. I ain't seen nobody else do nothing. Folks talk a lot of shit. People got a lot of talk. But ain't nobody going up in these buildings talking to these crackers.
Oh, they sending letters.
I got my mama death certificate changed. Shit. Some people might say it ain't shit. But
That's a
it
lie.
was for me. Because I wasn't going to allow them to have no African American or black on my mother's death certificate. And I stood on my truth. I relinquished the mic.
The thing is, at this point, y'all know there's no turning back. Ain't no what you think was once normal. Really ain't never been normal. We're gonna have to do something. We're gonna have to
Well,
come together and build an alliance for our people.
we can start by trying to build a network, even if you do it in your family. Like I'll give you an example. I'm up in Michigan.
Hmm.
Me and my wife both got people from Mississippi and Alabama.
Hmm.
So down there, of course, they get two growing seasons. They'll send us up, boxes of pecans and shit like that when they
Yeah,
get, and we send them apples and shit, when we get them.
yeah.
Like we can interface with each other
Barter
that
and trade.
you
Barter
see what
and
I'm saying?
trade.
We can interface with each other that way. We don't necessarily have to monitor you like that. That's the point that I wanted to make. We as a people, we don't monetize things.
Nope.
The colonizers monetize our things. Like when we get together and had powwows back in the day, they took that and made those concerts. You see what I'm saying? They build commerce around the things that we do.
Yes,
When
they
we
did.
when we get together and have sporting events, they built an industry around that. We don't monetize our things. So
That's
I
why all the mascots, excuse me, Terry, that's why all the mascots is have mascot that is about American Indian.
Yep.
Like you say, yeah, they all the sports and stuff.
And the first original mascots look like y'all. Just here recently, they're trying to change it because the natives noticing it don't look like them.
exactly. And if y'all really want to pay attention to the NFL to a certain extent, like I used to like football until somebody pointed something out to me. Uh the NFL in a sense, how many of y'all on the panel watch football or y'all pay attention to football?
I don't.
Well,
We women, no.
No, sir.
okay, so
Creek left. I'm sure he do.
one of the team that usually wins the Super Bowl, and I'm pretty sure some of y'all know this, is the Patriots.
Now I do know that.
Facts.
Yeah, I do
Okay,
know that.
so where are the Patriots from? Like what state or where are the Patriots from?
Up north somewhere, right?
Exactly. I used to always be like, where the Patriots from? And,
Yeah.
and they're
New York, what is it? What
New
Patriots is it?
England.
New England, right. The New
New
England.
England
Yeah,
Patriots.
right, right. Right.
So
Hmm.
every
The
year,
key word New England.
Yeah,
right?
New England keyword.
New.
So for
New.
every year for a long time, the Patriots was winning, and then all of a sudden, when the economy and shit started going down, when the economy and shit started going down, all of a sudden the Eagles won.
Uh,
Ah, yes, the Eagles, American Eagle.
yeah,
I ain't gonna
yeah,
go too deep. I ain't gonna go too deep with that shit, but I'm telling
yeah.
you, these people operate with signs and symbols. A
Right.
lot of the movies, a lot of the things that go on TV, they're speaking in signs and symbols. You just
Oh,
don't.
absolutely. Them movies, man. Oh, and I
You know,
only watch them.
I just realized why so many of our like my grandfather, my older uncles, anytime I would go in the room back when I was little, they would always be watching westerns, and I would never watch them, so I couldn't
Watch
understand.
what I love. Oh man, I love them.
The reason why you love them is not necessarily because you know or the image. I ain't gonna say the imagery, but it's something in your subconscious that's telling you like this is my story.
Like Gary Cooper said, and the Indian was you. You root for the Indian, and the Indian was you.
Ooh, right. That
Indians
was
look like you.
What's his
Oh,
name? How?
Baldwin, you talking about?
Yeah, James Baldwin. Yeah, Gary Cooper was in that movie. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just now starting to watch some of these old things, because they've got a lot of
Hmm.
the landscape before it was molested.
Hmm.
I like the scenery before they got to messing with all the shit out there.
Right, right. It is. It's beautiful out there in the country like that.
And then
Well,
too, a
like
lot of those
I told Empress today, we need to get groups together. We need to go to the Library of Congress. We need to go to what's that other one, Empress? I told you today we need to go to the Library of Congress. Y'all know I'm getting old now, don't you? but yeah, y'all know these places we need to go to: Library of Congress,
Um,
Washington, yeah, and the Smithsonian.
Sonium.
Yeah, Smithsonian. We need them and these mounds, y'all. We need to go on these mounds. We need to visit these places that I mean every time y'all go to Six Flags, y'all really going on one. But anyway, for real, we need to do some connection to the universe because these people got us disconnected. And as everybody always say, everything is waiting on us. We need to get unified with the universe so that we can be in sync with what's going on in our world. I relinquish the mic.
hey, I'm around whenever y'all trying to do something, man. Just hit me up. I just wanted to drop some gems on y'all for this Monday evening. And shout
Peace
out to
and love, my
Empress Lou.
brother. Sanana.
Appreciate you, Mama Chief and Empress Hobart. I ain't gonna hold y'all. We've been on for a couple. Whenever y'all want me to come back, just let me know.
Keep going, my brother.
I'm sorry about that, y'all. Appreciate you, Terry Boo. I really enjoyed this build. Like I said, it's about us coming together. I ain't gonna sit here and throw salt and say what people doing and what they ain't doing. I ain't got time for that.
You ain't
It's
got
time to
time
build
for
an
that.
alliance.
You're absolutely right. Even if it's just you, make sure your boots is moving.
Exactly. We can't worry about other people. We got to make sure what we're doing, and that's a problem. A lot of people worry about what others doing. Make sure you're doing something. A little goes a long way. How about that?
Big facts. Big facts.
You can start. You don't have to travel outside of your state or even outside of your city or county. You can just wake up the people near you, because that's what I do. I ask them. I let them know. I show them who I am. So, a lot of people, our people like to, they need to see. We have, our people is they have, you just can't tell them. They have to see. So I let them know, yeah, I did my genealogy. I trace myself. I know who I am. I know who my people are. So you can't just come along and do what uh, continue their agenda telling me that my people are African American. That you're not going to be able to do. And see, our people are so comfortable with the people that didn't know them or didn't even exist during the time since the beginning of time. But all of a sudden now the last species on the earth is telling you who you are. How is that? That
That part.
alone be questioning. That alone. You should now even at this point with in the information age, it tells you that they was in the Caucasus Mountain, wherever that's it. Now,
Facts.
how is people that's in the Caucasus Mountains eating shit, rocks, and meat, didn't know how to cook, didn't know how to do anything, couldn't even find themselves way out of a cave for thousands of years. But all of a sudden now, they done arrived and they telling you that you came from Africa. No, the question is, where the fuck did you come from and how did you become, why do you exist? Because 95% of the world is melanated. But y'all,
No, Empress. They doing soul food now.
yeah, no, and see, that's another thing. They will take your culture and literally try to make it theirs. And God knows they can't cook, but they will try.
For
They
real,
will
for
literally
real.
try.
For real.
Even in their
But you,
restaurants, they'll hire us because they'll call it a soul food restaurant, but they will hire us to come in and cook. And you'll make them money by being the cook of your, because that's our craft. Everything is our craft because these people didn't know nothing about no damn cooked food. Hey, a
then,
nigga goddamn
then,
it kill a goddamn calf and sit down and have a whole feast without even putting it over a killing without even washing it or anything. They will sit there and eat it. So
they
now
need to
y'all
go
trying
back
to
to
say that y'all the creators of soul food, Italian food, all these things, and you didn't exist.
they need to go back to putting rocks making flour, sis.
What was they doing with it? Please say. What was they doing with it?
Using rocks to make dumplings and pebbles to wipe their ass.
I ain't fooling with you tonight.
You know it's the truth.
Oh, I know it's the truth. I know it's the truth. But now y'all got these people telling you your history, telling you where you came from, but you still not asking where did you come from? Who are you to tell me
Empress,
who the fuck
we ain't the
I
only
came?
one. We not the only ones that got amnesia. They got it too.
Exactly. Oh yeah, because for some reason they got y'all thinking that they always been in America. For some reason they forgot about the Great Migration.
But
Only been
Albert,
here
the
a couple
funny thing is,
generations, probably two at the
Albert,
most.
the funny thing is, these motherfuckers today talking about, oh no, there's no tissue, motherfuckers. You don't know what tissue is. Get the fuck out of here.
Niggas went out when
Ah,
they said a pandemic
hey,
went about all the tissue. Nigga didn't
they
buy no
said
soap to keep their ass
they said
clean.
they not never running out of tissue again. God damn it!
Hell no, that's the first thing they thought about. Cause they thought they was gonna have to wipe their ass with some fucking fur.
Girl, they can always go back to using pebbles. Ain't no worries.
Oh shit!
All right. Funny.
Ooh, the way their ass is built, a rock wouldn't even hurt it. Shit. Wouldn't hurt
That's
it.
right.
But like I said, if us as a people, we have to come together to mend the gaps. I'm not here to argue with who you are because if your bloodline is in America, who are you to say who laid with who? That's That's what I want to say. And who is you to say who labeled who? And please quit with all this. They came here and raped our people. Y'all act like we were some bitches. Y'all really act like we did not fight these folks. And guess I get that main soul from the fucking Pan African community, the one that says that they goddamn people was drug up on a boat with no gun and slept in piss and feces for months at a time. But these were for the people, the folks that came over here and started whooping ass in America. What the fuck you do? You drunk at that piss and shit? Is that the new spinach or something?
But you know we got delicate teeth, so I don't know how the fuck we manage them rock dumplings, girl.
Mm.
Your ass is retarded. Oh, but for the life of me, none of our people have put this shit together. Yeah, a musket, a one-shot shotgun, and y'all loaded up thousands of people. One shot, everybody could have whooped his ass. You might have took
No,
out one person, but after that one person, if y'all was that damn dumb and y'all sit there and let that nigga reload that motherfucking musket, you should have been loaded up on the goddamn boat.
they're lying. They took us on canoes. Those lying motherfuckers. There were no ships, only canoes.
On canoes. And what they not telling you during the time that they say that they was bringing you here to America, there was nothing but steamboats. They was blackbirding us, taking us from one end of America to the other end of America, or taking you to the islands. That's all they was island hopping. That's all they was doing. Wasn't taking you across no Atlantic. Got to argue with a fool. I know I lost about 200 sales today on Air Power's bill with some clown that just gonna make us African. I'm so sick and tired of y'all. Your common sense ain't common no more, y'all. Everybody you want to be African till it's time to go to Africa. And we're
If
gonna
we
see how
Afri-
they work out for you.
we African, why we stop eating fufu and monkey stew?
Shouldn't be a monkey left. First, it shouldn't be none left because hell, we turned from monkeys to humans, and then we started killing them and eating them. Shit, it should be a
Don't
monkey
even
left
start
in the
me
goddamn
up with that, Albert. Don't even start me up with that monkey to human bullshit, okay?
dump. Get that boy. But Curious George didn't document his people turning from a monkey and losing their fur and turning into humans. He didn't document that. Because remind y'all, there was no what you would call so-called humans didn't exist at that time. So all they had was Curious George over there documenting his little brother Billy turning and standing upright, shedding his fur, and just said, "Come on, Curious George, we finna go over here to America and Italy and Europe and build up us a couple of castles."
You see, the bigger joke is once you claim Africa, you got to claim King Kong.
That part. Can't leave him out. You can't leave him out because that's part of the theory of you coming up out of Africa. You can't leave him out. Lucy driving the bamboo. Woo, baby, that was the bust of goddamn it 2018, baby. I will never forget it.
We need a bigger bus.
Yeah, oh yeah, they need a what you call that one of them double buses now. Cause we got a whole lot of them need to get on there, including some
Got,
elbows.
gotta get a speed train.
Yeah, y'all. We came to talk over solutions. It's always good to sit down with my brothers and sisters that have a like mind. We're looking for like-minded people to build with, to build the bridge. Like I'm building the bridge with my sister Copper Fox. She's not here in America. She's Jamaican, just living over in United Kingdom, and all over wherever there was the West Indies, there was us. That was us. Some people don't like that. Some people have a problem with me building with those outside the mainland. I find that kind of strange when it says it is the Americas.
Well, that's stupid.
You're stupid. It is the Americas. So you fools and you clowns that want to just stay that damn and excluded from here to the islands. You don't know where your people came from. Whether they were, you don't even really know if they was on the islands or was they on the mainland because they was blackbirding. They were switching us around, taking us from different parts of the Americas. Because if you don't know that landmass, or well, not say land, if you don't know where they took you to, how would you be able to run out? You wouldn't be able to run out because you don't know where the fuck you going. It's like the Indians over in California. If they brought them over to East Coast, they wouldn't know their way. They would. You got to bypass a whole lot of territory to get back to where they brought you from. These were different thousands and thousands of tribes. So I'm not building that bridge. I don't care. Well, with some people I can build, with some people I can't. And I'm gonna sit here and fake that fun because I'm on fucking YouTube because that'll never happen. I'm me and I'm who I am, and I stand on who I am. But
And
those
what about people that used to travel freely back and forth?
those people, exactly, because everybody wasn't in bondage.
Thank you.
Everybody wasn't in bondage. So we
Yeah,
have some people
I
signing
wouldn't even
contracts.
I wouldn't even worry about them small-minded people. Like if you ain't got sense enough to want to be able to connect with people outside of where you at, you don't even gotta. It don't even need to be addressed.
Exactly that part. Well, I guess we're going. What time is it? Yeah, it's 10 o'clock, y'all. We ran for 2 hours. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out, mainly saying we're gonna have to do a bill. And what we supposed to been done this bill that we was talking about the culture from the islands to the mainland, how it's all the same. They might use a little bit more spices than the ones on the mainland, but we still have the same fucking culture that will let you know that we are the same damn people.
Look, that's cause they could get to the shit cause they was still growing it out there where they were. Hell,
Exactly.
they had to colonize our asses and put us where made us think we was different and we some Africans. Oh man, come on.
Exactly.
Them people
So
still can
whenever
eat
you
fruit
ready,
off a
Lisa
damn
Ann,
tree. I can't find no fruit on more
Whenever
trees
you're
where I
ready,
live.
sis, let me know.
That's
okay.
crazy.
We're gonna do it during the. You want to do it during the week or on the
I
weekend?
mean, me and Albert, we've been on camera almost every fucking day. We share food that we eat. We see each
Yes.
other's food, what we provide, and we'll be like, "Oh shit!" So that's that. I remember the first time she said to me, "Oh, we're sitting on the porch." I was that? What's that? The veranda? And she was like, I was like, "Yeah, back home we got, like a veranda. What you lot call porch, we call it veranda. It's the same thing. It's just the
Mm-hmm.
front part of the building." I was like, a lot of things I've learned from a lot of my sisters over there, and when I check it out, it's the same shit. It's just different terminologies and stuff. But we all know baking soda, baking powder, salt, fish, a lot of things we know in common. Like we have carnival, festival. You lot call it powwow. It's the same flipping
The
thing,
same damn thing.
same thing.
You just have to understand that we was colonized by different people. Different waves of people came through, and we was
Exactly.
colonized by different people. Just because you on the island doesn't make you different than me, because we still carry that same fucking ancient bloodline. The same
That's a
ancient bloodline.
fact. That's absolute.
Yeah, just like me being in Tennessee, but I got family way over in Arizona. What's the fucking difference between here and the goddamn islands? The island
But
used to be connected to the fucking mainland. It formed
but
islands when the waters, goddamn it, rose. Goddamn, how much does it take for y'all to use common sense?
but I mean, how much of y'all do your genealogy and find the islands, and how much of us in the islands do our genealogy and find our people in
Facts.
the Americas? Is that a
Facts.
coincidence?
No, it's no coincidence because we know what they done. That's why. We know what they done. But see, I'm not here to knock you because you believe in your belief and I have my own beliefs. I'm walking in my own truth. Not nobody on YouTube in this virtual world gonna tell me that I'm not a prophet in my own right. Can't nobody tell this story but me. So when I leave here, I'm leaving a legacy behind. I walked it. I wrote my own journey. I wrote this. We too busy letting somebody else write our fucking diary. Nobody else is writing my diary but me.
We're gonna manifest our own destiny.
There you go.
Every day.
Every day. So with that being said, I want to say peace and love to the
Peace, love,
chat.
light, high
Yes,
vibrations.
our vibrations. Thanks for coming out, hanging with us. We'll try to do another one before the week is over with. I'm trying to get Indigenous Red. I don't know if a whole lot of y'all know Indigenous Red. He got a nice little platform on
Oh
Facebook.
yes,
He's trying to
indeed.
build. Yeah, he's trying to build his one over here up on YouTube. So we're trying to do a build. We've been done a build, but he works a lot. I work a lot. So, but we definitely going to try to do a build. And I'm gonna do a build with my sister Lisa, and we're gonna also do a build on these people that's like bright damn near white and can pass for white that are in your bloodline. How about that?
I,
Hmm.
I'm here
Peace
for
and love, y'all.
Peace and
always
love.
support. Peace and love.
Uh, all right, y'all,
Have
and
a
we're
great
out.
have a great continuation, everyone.
All right,
Yes.
peace.
Peace, peace.
Peace.
Yeah.
Peace.